Back in January, I went to visit archaeologists at a local university, and I went and got some lunch and, pick up some propane and stuff. And I was heading back home, and when I left the Burger King, it was, or whatever, I think I left Burger King, and I turned left off the street where it is, and in front of me was a state trooper, and she went up, she was ahead of me a ways, and she was stopped at the next traffic light to turn left to go back into the neighborhood she just came out of. And she had a flashing yellow light, and I'm, cops are always watching how you drive. So I was wondering, why is she sitting there at a yellow light? There's no traffic. She could have gone, and then as soon as I got to the yellow light, right at the line, the light turned red. I barely even had time to notice the dang thing was yellow, and it turned red. And I've been taught that the tie goes to the driver. If you're at that line when it turns red, then they can't give you a ticket. And if she's going to give me a ticket, she better have a photo finish, because it's her word against mine if she doesn't have a camera. And on top of that, if you watch the video here of the traffic light, I don't have a video of the actual thing, but I thought that light was kind of short. It wasn't really lasting 5 seconds. I was counting 3, 4, 5, somewhere in there. But I put it into the video. And with the video editor, you can line up. You put one video on there, and then you put the other one right on top of it, and you can adjust them, because there's 27 frames a second, and you can adjust them by those fractions of a second. And I got the video to line up where the lights are within 1 or 2% of a second. That's 1/100th or 2/200ths of a second. I have it within. But the light changes here. It turns, and I have on the screen, it'll say 0 seconds at the bottom. And then when it turns red, I have the amount of time. It's 4.15 seconds, according to the video. The one, I got it, the one light is just turned red, and the other one is turning red at the 4.15 seconds. Yet, when you go to the internet and say, what's the standard for, a 45 mile an hour zone, which was what it was, and the length of a yellow light. And the internet tells me that at 45 miles an hour, you should have 5-second yellow light. So they shorted me a second there on top of it. I would have been halfway through the intersection, the reaction time's over 2 seconds, and so they're giving you less than 2 seconds to come to a stop at 45 miles an hour. Or are they kidding somebody? Or, you know what it really is? It's a way to hand out more tickets. And it's a way to cause more accidents, more claims, more hospital bills, more repairs, and everything. Same town I was going through where the two U.S. highways cross, and I was sitting at the light, it was red with other traffic. It turned green. We started to go, and some guy come flying through the intersection right in front of us. He didn't get a ticket, of course. But is this because Alamosa has short red lights intentionally so that they can hand out more tickets and cause more accidents? It's a good question. You'd have to ask the mayor. What's the standard time for a 45-mile-an-hour zone yellow light? Because yours are about a second short of what a national organization says it should be. So, I'm going to bring this video into court with me to argue my case for me. But this officer had better have a photo finish. And on top of that, even if she did, if you give me that other second that I should have had, definitely, I would have been halfway across the intersection. I wasn't even doing I was probably doing 40. I didn't even gun it to get through. I didn't feel that there was an urgency to get through that light. I thought I was safe, but this city likes to shorten the lights so that they hand out more tickets and bring in more revenue to pay the fat mayor.